Just breathe. Appreciate what so many have given their lives for. And try to let go of the memory of this 8-month hell. I'll be home soon. Maybe the nightmares will stop by then. I hope the nightmares stop. I love you.
Dear Mom and Dad, I'm not sure how to write you this letter, but it was great to see you before I left. I'm nervous to go to Iraq, but I think that's normal. I want you to know that I was with some great guys over here. I love you, Mom. I'll always be with you as your baby boy. I will always be part of you. Will always be part of me. Dad, I think about when we used to play catch together after you came home from work. I've never been happier watching you throw me the ball. I hope I made you both proud answering the call to serve America when she needed us, just like Grandpa did and Uncle Bill. Dad, I'm sorry I couldn't come home to you, yet there was a fight going on. I couldn't sit it out. You didn't raise me to sit things out that really matter. You didn't raise me to turn my back on my country when it needed me. You both always told us kids that if you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing. I'm sorry that I couldn't come home, and I'm still here with you. Please know that I died doing what I love with my brothers. I love you so very much forever. First Lieutenant Eric Kirsch, United States Marine Corps. Hi. I'm going to be doing a bit of a different speech for you guys today. It's going to get a little dark, but we're going to make it through together. Because this is an important cause. I can't appreciate Valeo enough. They've been so incredibly wonderful over the years to the people in my community. My name is Eric Kirsch. I'm a Marine combat veteran of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, a recovering alcoholic with 8 years sobriety. And I have combat-related PTSD. I'm a moderately okayish baby sheriff. And despite fighting an open battle in 2 wars against people who are really good at killing guys like me, I'm still terrified of public speaking. So I really appreciate you having me here today to speak with you about what we're going to do about helping other people who really need us. And to me, the word us includes every single human being in pain. Most of your moms and dads, and I want you to know, as both a son and dad now myself, that we are all your sons and daughters in a way, and we all love you more than you'll ever know. Thank you for giving us hope, light, and love, and permission and encouragement to be brave and strong. At the Gettysburg Address in November of 1863, President Abraham Lincoln gave honor to those that passed in that battle. We give our dead the dignity that they deserve. Yet my problem was that not much or enough thought now is given to the living. I'm just going to tell you all a story. It's a bit of my story, but really it's a story about us all. And now I'm going to bare my soul and show you some of my scars. You don't get to see them all. You'll get to see enough. And by doing so, I render you honor, and this will give you the strength to fight something I still find worthy of fighting, which are my own fears, of which, despite my handsome appearance and brawn, there are many. As long as I can remember, I only wanted to do two things. I wanted to be a Marine and fight bad guys, and then when I came home, I wanted to be a cop like John McClane in Die Hard. So I could catch bad guys, and damn it, much to the disappointment of my mother, that's exactly what I did. See, less than 1% of my generation signed up to fight the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. World War II, this figure was over 10% of fighting-age men. Over 16 million Americans fought in Iraq, correction, in World War II. Curiously, though, most of us that served in my war served more than one tour. And when we got home, as stupid as this sounds, we couldn't wait to go back. 1.5 million Americans served in Iraq. Over 800,000 served in Afghanistan. 28,000 of us were wounded. Over 7,000 of us were killed. 1 in 3 of my wartime generation will face mental health issues upon their return. I was and remain one of them. Most of us suffering great mental anguish of mind, heart, or soul we're still stubbornly or sadly are too ashamed to ask for help. As we believe that we were not worthy of it because we came home and so many of our friends didn't. Over 1,000 of my peers attempt to take their own lives each month. 20 years of war, 7,000 dead, nothing really to show for it but broken minds, bodies, marriages, and optimism. And what and how most of us really feel about it all now is a terrible mixture of anger, anxiety, confusion, a certain sadness so powerful it feels like a great, incurable illness. I lost 13 of my good friends. 11 were killed in action, 2 committed suicide. One was my roommate, one was my teammate, and I miss them all every single day. These 13 names, they haunt me on certain dates when I'm forced to examine again this great pain I feel when I was informed of their deaths. In my heart forever is a very heavy and unwelcome ache. I'm also ashamed to admit that all these years later, I have no true remedy to speak of. There is no true cure I have encountered yet for the pain that is relentless at times. And because of it all, I often feel reduced. I am going to intentionally omit some finer details of my experience, and other veterans in your own lives will do the same. Examples will come to you. I think it's mostly because we still don't know what to really say or think about it all. Sometimes it feels like someone else's bad memories. But Marines, are there any Marines that you're with at all? None. Maybe you should be ashamed of yourselves. Marines are a bit different. Each of our parents made something very unusual. We all had this strange idea that no one could ever tell us that we couldn't do something. Maybe it was the teacher who was really mean to us when we were kids or told us we wouldn't amount to nothing. Or maybe some coach who ignored us or something terrible that happened to us as children that hardened us. In the Marine Corps, we finally found our tribe. And we killed off what was left of our childhood to best prepare ourselves for the war. And Marines are a bit different. When I say different, I mean crazy. And when I mean crazy, I mean like really crazy. We all have the ability and opportunity to do anything else in life, yet for some stupid reason, we chose what is essentially a very dangerous death cult, bristling with bizarre rituals, yet features a great dental plan and a fantastic uniform, which, as rumor has it, super hot chicks really dig, and it turns out that rumor is true. Jesse's shaking her head, you know what's up. I love you. So recently at the Topeka VA hospital, I was shooting the breeze with a Marine Vietnam veteran. He was missing an arm. He told me about the story of Liz in the arm, and he joked how they could keep it. I didn't like that tattoo anyway. The most remarkable thing to me about Marines above all else was that not one single person on this planet was successful at talking us out of becoming a Marine. Not one. But despite our pride and fighting spirit over the many deployments of long years, I have lost faith in our leaders. Afghanistan rendered me a philosophically bankrupt individual, and I turned home a rather broken man. In the years that followed, I lost one of my sergeants to suicide, my wife to divorce. Some years I barely remember as the drinking intensified. On a beautiful Sunday morning in 2013, I lost my best friend Mike Tomai, who took his own life in his home in Northern Virginia after he completed his third consecutive deployment to Iraq. I maintained a functional level of great anger and animosity for our general officers who had not 1 ounce of courage to speak out against so much aggregate loss of blood and treasure. These were powerful men who said so little for too long. And as I rise now as a leader, I pledge to you I shall never be like such men. After the wars, what little pride I had remaining was given to work, catching bad guys, working tough cases in efforts to obtain justice for victims of horrific crimes. And the rest of the time during these dark years, I drank. And there was no one there to stop me. I wish I had people like you around back then. I wish I had people like at Valeo. Uncountable divorces befell my friends, and I literally cannot remember how many hours I've spent on the phone talking to other veterans, be it a friend or a total stranger out of suicide. And the whole time I was thinking about my own. I turned to quiet self-destruction and drinking and self-imposed isolation. I tried to hide my incredible pain and my shame. Back in 2013, I had a good plan all put together to take my life. But incredibly, this plan to kill myself was interrupted because my supervisor at NCIS Quantico called me. We had a crime scene at Marine Corps Base Quantico, but I had to go to a whole process in which another Marine had taken his life. And at the time, I was very upset at this particular Marine for taking his life because he messed up my own suicide plans for that evening. Yet ultimately, it was another suicide that prevented my own. Diving deeper into this darker realm of memory, I recall my time as an NCIS agent who conducted a particular call for service in the Dover Air Force Port Mortuary Affairs. That's a photo of the autopsy bay at Dover. It's a very, very, very special and sacred place. All servicemen and servicewomen who are killed overseas are processed through Dover Port Mortuary, and their bodies come in as they fell. The watches worn on their wrists still keep time. Wedding bands still brace like its fingers. They are stripped of all arms and munitions, yet all of our fallen still wear the armor that they died in. I remember clearly the words of one Army doctor commenting on many of the fallen warfighters that he had worked on. He noted that many had come in without blood on their gloves. Over his many years as an Armed Forces medical examiner, he knows that so many American warriors had arrived with gloves worn and fully free of blood. And what he meant was, despite being shot and dying or suffering traumatic amputation and blood loss, the dead had not attempted to stem their own bleeding or attempted to save their own lives. They stayed in the fight until the moment they died. I think about this often. These are your warriors. I served and fought alongside men and women who felt fear yet did fearless things. These were men and women who had no crisis of identity. These were men and women who never stopped to ask for anything other than a chance to go back to war again and again. The things my friends did, the feats I saw them do, are a direct reflection of their families, of their fighting spirit, their love for to this nation, which for them was more important than life itself. We fought for America, and that's often forgotten in TV shows and movies. Yeah, we fought for each other. Yeah, we love this nation as much as we love each other. I knew that everyone next to me felt the same way that I did. When we were under fire, there was nothing more important to us than being together. So when some of us died, that's when living and life itself started to get a little confusing. Some don't understand why we fight, and I barely understand it either. It's just in us. It wasn't just a job, it's our life. My parents gave me life, but my brothers kept me alive. During my first major firefight, one of my teammates briefly took cover to reload his weapon. He looked over at me. We were all under fire, and he screamed, "Hey, this movie sucks!" That's what I miss the most. And I admit it's insane. And yet that also explains why I became Marines. I feel strange about being alive sometimes, and by all rights, I had no business making it home. So I asked my dead friends what they want me to do. I asked them all at my lowest moments, guys, what do you want me to do now? Thankfully, I believe in a place called heaven. I believe they are all with God. I also believe they are also still with me. I believe they still keep me alive as they rest in death no differently as they once did when they were alive. And they tell me, I have obligations yet to fulfill on behalf of others who might need my help. So I stand here, beaten, yet not defeated, broken, yet I still work, and I remain in service to my brothers and sisters wherever I may find them. That's Jesse. First woman to domesticate me, so hats off to you. It's her beautiful daughter's son. Steve McQueen was a Marine, by the way. If you didn't know that, he's one of my heroes. Good dude. Dear Mom and Dad, I'm sorry for being gone for so long. I really miss you. I knew so many heroes in the war. But Dad, you will always remain my only real hero. I'm so thankful to God for giving me Jesse and our daughter Sonia. I'm so thankful to be alive and so glad that the darkest days are behind me. I'm so happy you guys don't have to worry about me drinking anymore. I know it's been really hard for you to see me in so much pain. Things are starting to make sense again. It's been like that for some time now. I'm still very tired sometimes, yet I'm strong again. A lot of things inside me still hurt. And I can carry this pain now because I'm no longer scared or ashamed. I know this was hard on all of you. And I'll see and be with my brothers again, but not yet. I have changed so much, yet I no longer feel up on the inside. I'm just so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be strong again. I'm strong enough to see and hear all the people out there who might need my help. I need you both to know the only thing in me that never changed is that I love you so very much. Moms and dads, we are all your sons and daughters, and that's worth fighting for. So let us continue to fight this good fight for each other, fight like hell for life itself. And thank you all for inviting me here. It really hurt, but it was really worth it. Thank you, and God bless you.